Well, hello. My name is Daddy-O, and I do some Uber, and I do it in a rental vehicle. And I'm going to give you some numbers today that I like. So let's go with it, okay? Again, my name is Daddy-O. If you've never seen my face before and you're an Uber driver, you may want to hang on. If you have a vehicle that's not up to snuff, it's just not cutting it, and you've thought about doing Uber more than you have been, and you want to make some more money, listen to me, okay? Please listen to me, okay? I'm going to tell you what's happened with me in this past, I'm in my second week now in an Uber rental electric Mach-E 4X. All right, let's talk about this a little bit. So if you're interested in doing Uber, like I say, and your vehicle's not quite up to snuff, hang on here. Let me just talk about some things to you. You may want to listen to this. All right, you can do the thumbs up. That's a biggie. Ring the bell. Subscribe. Buy Daddy-O a cup of coffee. If you would like, it's all in the description here. But here we go. I'm going to give you some numbers. This is my second week. Today, I paid my second fee with this vehicle here. And I'm going to tell you how much it is because it did go up. All right, to get into this vehicle, it did go up. But I'm going to tell you what's happened, okay? So here we go. This is the second week in this vehicle. I rented it, or I got it 2 days into the rental. So I did it for, I think, 5 days. And then I paid a rental fee, and then I did this fee. So it was about a week and 5 days. So here we go. Here's what's happened. During those 9 days or so, 10 days, I guess it is, I spent $311 charging this thing up. $311. That comes out to be, if you wanted to balance it out for 7 days, that's about $35 a day. So equivalently, it comes out to be about the same as gas. All right. In some cases, I actually think it's cheaper. I would have probably spent more money during that time on gas. Not by much, but enough to think about, okay? So as far as I'm concerned, it's a little cheaper than gas, and I enjoy driving it, all right? So here we go. Now, what my rental fee went from, I was paying $305 a week, and I had been paying that for 3+ years, 3.5 years or so. Stepping up to this, I'm now paying $380. What is it? $380.40 now a week. All right. So I don't mind it. You know, it's 50 instead of $43.50 a day. I'm paying $10, $11 more a day to have this vehicle versus the other vehicle I was driving. That's all. I'm paying $11 more a day to be in this vehicle. What this vehicle has done for me is made me more money. I promise you. It's been unbelievable. I can't tell you the number of times, and I've said it in the videos the other day. I was talking about this a little bit. The number of times people get in this vehicle and go, "Whoa, wow, this is nice. This is nice." And it does. It's helped on the tips. In other words, that extra $75 a week I'm paying for this vehicle versus what I had before, and the little savings I think I'm getting on my, charging it up versus gas. This is good. This is real good. The only thing is I'm having to drive out, and I've said it in other videos, I'm having to drive out that 11 miles to go charge this up. That's the only complication for me and where I live at, okay? I have to drive out to an area to charge it up, and I do it every night. I got a tablet I've talked about before that I play my music in the vehicle with. So I have television with me. I have YouTube TV. I have YouTube. I have, Pluto, all the other services also. I'm trying to think, Amazon Prime. So I can watch whatever I want to on my, I can entertain myself, in other words, while this thing is charging up. All right. So I don't mind going out. I'd be sitting at the house anywhere, sitting on my boat with a remote control, clicking through the channels. I can do the same thing sitting here for an hour and charge it up every night. So it hasn't become that big of a hassle. All right. I'm making it work. And I said, when I got this in the first video, I talked about having this, that I was going to try to make this work. All right. And I have. Now, You guys that have watched any of my videos before, you know I talk about certain things you need to do. It has become so freaking easy in this vehicle. So if you go to rent a vehicle or go to do a rental and they say, oh, yeah, all we got is electric and all we got is the Mustang, don't be scared of it. All right. Don't be afraid of it. It's a money maker. I've told you before, when you pull up in a vehicle, the first impression people get off of you is what vehicle are you driving up in? That's why I tell you, you can make more money, tip money especially, if you're in a newer vehicle. And that's why I do the rental. So don't be afraid of the electric. I have people on the channel here that have commented so many times about they have the Tesla and they're making X number of dollars. One person was, what was it, $1,300 in 5 days, Monday through Friday, using an electric Tesla. If you're and it comes down to this, it really does, guys. It's the market you're in. If you're in a market where there's not a lot, and I understand that, there's a lot of people that watch these videos that you're just not in a market where you can do what I do and what other people are doing with a rental. I completely understand that. You got to do what you got to do. You got to go out and work Uber the best way you can. Completely understand that. I've done that before. I've talked about. But if you have the opportunity to rent a vehicle and go to where there are high-end hotels, high-end restaurants, the best around. In other words, if you live in an area, you know where the people that's got a little bit of money, they go spend that money at. You know, those are the people, that's the areas you want to try to work. Now, if you're in a small country town, God help you, God bless you. Some places you can make that work, though. So don't be afraid of it. If you're having to live in a small town and you're the only Uber in town, I completely understand. Do what you got to do. Just go get them from Bob's Steakhouse or Billy Bob's and take them down to the boat ramp or wherever they got to go, where their boat's parked at. You know, you got to do what you got to do. I understand that. But if you want to really make money doing Uber, try to find you high-end areas, places where there are a lot of money coming through. All right, you know, I don't have to explain it no more. You know what I'm talking about. This is not brain surgery here. It's just I get a lot of comments from people that are just not making the tips. And if you're not making the tips, there's only certain things. Now, if you're staying busy, if you're doing 30 runs a day, 40 runs a day, and you're still not making tips, you need to take a look at yourself. You need to figure something out. Are there something going on with you and your environment that you're creating for the people to ride in that's not letting people say, ooh, I enjoyed that? You got to get that. You got to get people to say, I enjoyed that ride. When you can get people to get out of the vehicle and go, and I get it a lot. I'm telling you, I can't tell you how many times I get to, this morning I'm shaking hands with people that are getting out after the ride. They're thanking me because I talked to them the whole ride. We talked about things they were just interested in. They had a nice ride. I create an environment. I've told you, if you can create an environment for your people to ride in, you're going to make money. So if you're doing 30 runs a day and 40 runs a day, and you're not making good tips, you need to go work a different area, or you need to take a look at yourself. Something's going on that's not making that happen. All right? So buckle down. There's money. There really is. There's money to be made doing Uber. And it is, and I'll say it one more. I haven't said it in this video. It's a game. You've got to approach Uber as a game and a business. All right? If you can take those kind of mentalities of, it's a game, people get in. What is it? It's showtime. It's showtime. Give them that ride. How many times I get it from people, that's the best Uber ride I've ever had. I give them as much extras as I can until I had someone this morning. I was putting on the extras. They kind of clammed up, didn't want to hear about it. I didn't say much more about it till I almost got them right where they're going. And then all of a sudden I told them something that I knew they would be interested in about where they were going. And at that point, they keyed up. We talked the last mile to get there. I got a $5 tip out of that person. Along the way, I wasn't sure I was going to get anything, so I just played their game. They didn't want to talk much. I didn't talk much. I talked in the beginning. I clammed up, finished the ride, got to the end, and I knew at one point I needed to talk again to see if I could get them to soften up one more time. I did. I've been doing this a long time. It is a game. Play the game. Create your vehicle. It's a business. This is my new business, all right? I've been driving other businesses around. This is my new business, all right? And I'm going to do my darndest to make it work. Electric vehicles are not that bad. It's just charging the darn things up. The only thing I have to worry about is tires. Tires and wiper blades. If I see any of that wearing out, I'm going to go down there and they're going to change it out and I'm going to keep on going. That's the way it is with a rental program. Unlimited miles. Insurance is included. If you want to add the extra insurance, you can. The vehicle sitting at your house is going to cover you when you're not driving Uber. So you can use the vehicle to drive around in. Just understand that while you're doing that, the insurance that's sitting at the vehicle that's sitting in the house is covering you while you're doing that. All right. So you can go use the vehicles and do it. All right. It's a game. Learn that first of all. Go watch some of the other videos. I'm not going to, I can almost go into a whole nother realm here and stretch this video out. I'm not going to do that. All right. If you've enjoyed this, buy Daddy-O a cup of coffee, subscribe, ring the bell, do the thumbs up, do all that kind of stuff. I'll probably come up with something else. I got something else that's stewing on comments. I didn't want to get into comments on this video. So anyway, you guys have a good one. Go get your electric vehicle and go to work, do some Uber and make some damn money, man. Bye.